Hi, I'm Celeste Longacre. I'm the author of Celeste Garden Delights. I live in Alstead, New Hampshire, and Celeste Garden Delights is a book that's designed to help people to be more self-sufficient and to be kinder to their environment. So what we're going to do today is we're going to demonstrate how to make a fruit kvass. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some fruit, and you can take any kind of fruit or vegetable that you want, clean it up, and then we're going to just cut up. I already washed the oranges. Okay, so we'll put a little bit of orange into the jar. All right, you can use apples, you can use kiwi, you can use tomatoes, green beans, whatever you want, whatever you have around. Say you make a pumpkin pie and you have a little bit of pumpkin left over, you can make a pumpkin kvass. So you can actually make these kvasses for pennies at home because all you need is a little bit of fruit and vegetables. Oops, there we go. You can also make them with dried fruits. I have some raisins here that I'm going to put in. All right. And I'm going to add a little bit of purslane. This is a very common weed, but it's a really nutritious weed. It's probably the most nutritious thing that you have growing in your garden because it has 7 times the beta-carotene of carrots and 4 times the omega-3s of spinach and 6 times the vitamin E of spinach. So rather than just throwing it on the compost pile, what I do is I let it grow in between my rows of stuff, and then I pick it and put it in my kvass, or I steam it. So then we're going to add a little bit of salt, not even a whole teaspoon, and some fresh water. Now you want the water to not have any chlorine or fluoride or anything else in it because you're trying to get the little microbes to actually ferment the fruit. So we'll add the water, leave a little bit of airspace at the top, put the cover on, shake it up good, and then you put a towel over it, and you leave it on the counter for 2 days in a warm kitchen. If you have a really cool kitchen, it might take 3 days, but a couple times a day you want to just shake it. Maybe once a day you could let the gases out, and then at the end of that 2 or 3 days you would strain all the fruit out and put it in the fridge. And then I put just a splash with every glass of water that I have all day long. So you don't want to drink it straight, but just a little splash, and that gives you lots of probiotics and it keeps you healthy. I've actually been making this for about 4.5 years, and since I started making it, I haven't been sick once. So beet kvass is a really easy thing to make. So you would want to just wash the beets and cut them. You want to make them chunky because if you grated the beets, it would turn into alcohol. So you want to make sure that they just stay chunky in the jar. So we cut it into chunks. Now, this part right here of the beet is actually the most nutritious part of the beet. So if you were going to make a soup or a stew, you would definitely take that off because your guests would not really be happy about eating this part of the beet. But when you're making a kvass, you can leave that on there because we're not actually going to be eating the beets. We're just going to be drinking the juice that they make. So we're going to put that in there. All right. That's probably enough. And then I like to add a little bit of garlic, just 1 clove. So you just want to peel it. And put that in there. And then not even a whole teaspoon of salt, just a bit of salt. And you want to have really good quality salt. You want to have either Himalayan pink or real sea salt. You don't want to have table salt. And we need some more water here to put in there. Water. You want to leave a headspace, so you want to leave a little bit of air at the top. Put the cover on, shake it up. Then you want to leave it on the counter for a couple of days. And I don't cover this or anything. I just leave it on the counter. I don't worry about letting the gases out. I just shake it every several times a day. And at the end of that time, at the end of 2 days, I put it in the refrigerator. And I leave the beets in it, And then I will just have a little tiny shot glass with my meals because it provides digestive enzymes for you to help to digest those. And actually, recently I read that one of the very best ways to detoxify your body is to drink Beet Kvass. A couple of different varieties of Beet Kvass. This one, I used some whey that I made, some homemade whey that I put in there. I like to use whey because it gives you lots of lactobacillus, which is a really good microorganism to use. This one doesn't have any whey because some people do have milk issues, and whey is actually a milk product. So what I do when I serve it up is I strain out the beets. And then I do just a tiny little shot glass with my meals. So help yourself. Okay, one of the other things about fermented foods, if you're not used to fermented foods, you really need to start slow. So if you're doing the Beet Kvass, maybe just a little bit, one of these a day. Or if you're doing the fruit kvass, you might want to try a tablespoon a day to start, and then 2 tablespoons. Once you get used to it, you can have as much as you want, and it really helps to keep you well, and it's wonderful to have all those probiotics in your gut biome. But definitely start slow. To learn more about living sustainably and independently, you can order Celeste Garden Delights at www.celestelongacre.com. If for some reason your kvass looks bad, smells bad, or tastes bad, don't drink it.